Today's guest is Euan McNeil, the new Managing Director of the Flight Centre Travel Group in South Africa. Welcome. Euan, what's been your first order of business?
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for having me. Well, for me, so I've been a part of the exec team for the last 6 years. And obviously worked very closely with the team throughout this pandemic. So it's not like I'm entering a big unknown and having to make wholesale changes. So it's very much around consistency and keeping our momentum going. Up to the end of last year, we were on a great growth path. Lots of exciting things happening. And so for me, it's around keeping that going. We're very much focusing on looking after our people. It's been a very tough time for everyone in the industry. So that's a big focus of mine and my teams. And then obviously making sure we keeping the customer at the forefront of everything we're doing. So if we keep those two as our central focuses, I believe the rest will really fall into place. So yeah, that's really the focus for me.
Okay, the future of retail travel shops and shopping malls. Tell us about Flight Centre's network.
Yeah, so I'm extremely excited for the future of our stores. I think one thing the pandemic certainly has done is shifted the power back to the travel expert a bit. Before the pandemic, people were probably very comfortable doing a lot of their travel plans themselves. But as we've seen, travel is now more complex than ever. And people are needing advice from someone that's an expert in travel, someone that stays abreast of all the changes and is able to really guide travelers through their next travel plan. So we've seen a massive increase in demand for expertise. Our foot traffic into stores is stronger than it's ever been, and we think that trend is going to continue. So I think it's an exciting road ahead for our physical stores, certainly.
How does Flight Centre get the message across to consumers that now's the time to book with an agent? And how can an agent help a client in these COVID times? What are the key areas that you think an agent can sort of take care of for a customer?
Yeah, so as a company, since the start of the pandemic, we've seen it to be extremely important to communicate consistently with our customers. Due to the increasing uncertainty and all the changes that we see, customers want to be informed of the latest news. And, you know, we've seen that we've tried our best to be at the forefront of all those developments. And as they happen, communicate them quickly to our customers across channels that reach them the quickest. So for us, by communicating consistently and helping ease that uncertainty with constant news and updates, we feel the customers then look to us for guidance with their plans. And so the more we're able to do that, the more trust we build with customers. And trust is key during this time. So communicating well and building that relationship with your customers really makes travelers turn to an expert during a time like these. So that's really critical for any travel expert in today's world.
Okay. Is Flight Centre moving towards being a company with only ITCs or mostly ITCs and no employed travel agents? And your stores are doing well, but maybe you can just explain what the long-term view is there.
So the growth in the independent space is exciting. We have seen a great pickup in our independent models. And certainly that's going to be a trend I think you'll continue to see. But we're also seeing, like I mentioned, strong demand in our physical stores. Our physical stores remain the largest part of our business and are performing well and continue to perform well. And I think looking into the future, that trend is going to continue. So in terms of volume, in terms of headcount, our physical stores are a very important part and will continue to be a very important part of our business. So I just see into the future, independents and physical stores are going to continue to grow. And certainly one's not going to overtake the other necessarily.
Okay, so a hybrid model. Tell us about Home. You've got Home Portal. It's just launched in Australia and it's coming to South Africa next. That's for ITCs. Maybe you can just explain a few of the benefits.
Yeah, so Home Portal is an exciting development for us. So during the pandemic, we didn't just sit back, we took the time to invest in additional capabilities across all our brands. And Home's just one of the examples of those capabilities. So really what it is in a nutshell is a new digital ecosystem for our independents. So they can go to one place and get access to all the systems and the support that they need to run their business effectively and service their customers. There's a lot of exciting benefits and new tools that come within that system. And you'll certainly hear more of that as we launch over the next few weeks.
Okay. Flight Centre's had some specialist brands along the way. Cruiseabout, has that been shelved for good? Was that because of the pandemic? Is there room for another youth travel brand?
Yeah, so at the moment, we've got our three core brands, Flight Centre, Corporate Traveller, and FCM. And we see a lot of exciting growth opportunities for those three core brands. So at this stage, we don't see the need to bring back any of our previous niche brands because the target market for our three existing brands is significant and there's still a lot of opportunity and growth to be seen. So at this stage, no plans to bring back any of those brands. And certainly on the leisure front, our Flight Centre brand is very well positioned in terms of expertise to service the student brand as well as our cruising customers that used to book through Cruiseabout.
Okay, maybe you can just close with a little bit about how is Flight Centre working to build better supplier relationships in 2022?
Yeah, so as a company, we pride ourselves on our relationships with our suppliers. If anything, the pandemic has strengthened those relationships because we've been forced to work closer together during an extremely tough time. And I think, as we've seen with the rise of the Omicron variant in December, there's no doubt going to be some more challenges that come through during the next year. And it's going to be even more critical to continue to work closely together. If we look, our customers are always looking for increased flexibility and new solutions from us and our suppliers. And I think we've got to work together to make sure that we can do that in a way that benefits not only our business and our customers, but also our suppliers too. So certainly this year, staying very close to our customers, communicating regularly with our suppliers and making sure we're able to build back the travel industry together.
Okay, well, thanks for being here and sharing your plans with us. All the best in the new role.
Thank you very much, Sarah. It's been great chatting to you today.